At one time, it was located in the incubator, and it's still ongoing. And there are opportunities even in these high-tech genetic areas where often the technologies, we often have relationships with large companies like Monsanto. We have one of its corn-related technologies licensed to Monsanto, doing very well for the university. But there are opportunities to carve out businesses here locally. That's one of the main points of this event, is to point out those opportunities. So feel free to talk to David and the other presenters about that. So moving on to the next speaker, we're on a tight timeline. The next presenter is Dr. Paul Chugh from the Department of Mining and Mineral Resources Engineering. And Paul's been a prolific inventor of ours for some time. And I saw Paul. Is he?
right here.
Oh, sorry, Paul, you moved on me. Thought maybe I lost you for a second.
No.
So Paul's going to present on his innovative spray system for control of dust in a continuous miner, something that's been in use that he'll talk to you about at mines in the area and already successful. Paul?
Now, thank you so much. Don, can you hear me? Well, I think we need to move from agriculture to mining. There's a good saying that whatever you cannot grow, you must mine. So here I am trying to deal with some of the issues that we face in the mining industry. What I'm going to talk to you today is development of a spray system for control of dust around a continuous miner. Okay, let me see if I can. Right one? There we go. This is a continuous miner, and it is the workhorse of coal mining. It chews coal at a rate of about 20 tons a minute. And in that process, of course, we produce a lot of dust. There are two major components on a continuous miner that I want to bring your attention to. A cutting drum, which chews the coal, and it produces a lot of dust. And then there's a vacuum system right here, right there, that basically sucks in the dust, and then we go ahead and wet it so that people are not exposed to dust. Now, unfortunately, this vacuum cleaner system or the wet scrubber system, it sucks in only about 30% of the total dust. The remaining 70% still stays in the face area. Now, most of the technology that people have been using in the past deals with only 30% dust, and the remaining 70% is still floating around. And what we have done in our team is to try and deal with that 70%, all right? And try to bring our dust concentrations down for the workers into more acceptable levels. Let me just share with you what the mining environment looks like in the face area. This is a typical mining area right here. We are bringing in some fresh air, and this is where the continuous miner is trying to chew out all the coal, and it produces all kinds of crazy dust here. And if I could add to it, the dust that we are most interested in is less than 10 micron in size. It's very, very fine dust, which can travel thousands of meters if you do not capture it. As far as our government is concerned, right here is where the miner operator is sitting, and this is where the haulage unit operator is sitting, and they are most close to this dust that is being generated. and we are permitted to expose them to no more than 2 milligram per cubic meter over an 8-hour shift. And if it happens to have silica in it, then the things are even worse. We have to reduce the concentration of our dust below 2 milligram per cubic meter. And this is a side view of the same thing that we are looking at. Now, if that was not crazy enough, this is what the airflow patterns look like in the face area. We have high velocity air coming through here. This area has no air. This is very high velocity air. And I am trying to protect the guy right here, right there where and the other guy is sitting right here. Those are the two places that I'm most interested in. And then there are people working on the out-by side, or what we call the downwind side right here. Okay? This is what the current technology looks like. These are the cutting beds or the chewing beds. And this is the spray system that we are currently using. And if you look at this carefully, these sprays are going in all different directions. I mean, there is absolutely no engineering design incorporated there. These spray here and here, they intercept each other, they are hitting each other, and we are losing all the energy that we are putting into the spray system, but they're not doing the job that we want them to do. So these are some of the limitations of our current spray system. Spatially, sprays are located to control dust mostly in one vertical plane. They are randomly oriented sprays, and they resist air movement. We want the air to move. Our spray systems don't do that. They are intercepting each other. Sometimes we use too high a pressure, and you are blowing the dust rather than controlling the dust. All right? So one of the first things that we did about 4 or 5 years ago when we got involved with dust is to tell the coal companies, hey, please reduce the pressure because you are blowing the dust and I don't have enough time to control it. The residence time is low. And then to top it off, some of the coal dust basically sits on the top of water. It does not wet. We have a major project from CDC, NIOSH, to basically characterize this dust so that we can control it much better. So here is the technology that we have developed. We have created engineered, spatially distributed hydraulic shrouds or curtains around the mining machine to contain and wet the dust and minimize its escape towards workers. That's potential applications: surface and underground mining machines, material discharge points, material crushing and grinding facilities, concrete and asphalt cutting machines. I'm wanting to send a letter to our Secretary of Transportation that, hey, we can help you now with this technology to control the dust there. Licensing opportunities are available, and I'll talk about a little bit more. Here is some of the concepts. Right here is our cutting drum. This is the conventional spray system right there. What we have done is the first thing we did, we went ahead and created another set of sprays which seal us against the roof. So the dust cannot escape here. In the current system, once the dust escapes here, there is no other checkpoint for it to be controlled. Okay? Then what we did, we came and put together the third line of defense sprays, just like in when you're fighting a war. If you escape here, we still have an opportunity to capture you right here, right? And I'll just quickly show you the way the system works. This is a continuous miner. This is the conveyor system. This is the current spray system right here on the head. And here are some more sprays. But once the dust escapes here, there is no other checkpoint behind it. So this is what we have done. We have created one more set of sprays behind the existing sprays, and these are designed to basically move the air in the face area, dilute the dust, and wet it, And then behind that, roughly about 15 feet behind that, we have created what we call the third line of defense sprays, both at the top as well as on the side, to control our dust. This is a side view of our concepts. These are the conventional sprays, and this is where our second line of defense sprays are going, and this is our third line of defense sprays are going. Okay? Based on what we developed here, we demonstrated on a mock-up miner to the coal companies. We brought in about 10 people from MSHA and the coal companies and our State Department of Mines and Minerals, and we told them, hey, this is what we are going to do for you. And I thought most people went back excited, and one coal company within a week, they said, Paul, we are willing to work with you. Show us that you can do something worthwhile for us. So that's Nighthawk Mining Company. And I have to say that they were the most progressive group of people, very, very cooperative. Without their help, we wouldn't have been able to do a whole lot. We also are doing some highly scientific work to see what these sprays are doing to the airflows in the face area to make sure that we are not directing this dust-laden air to the wrong places. This is, I think we are the first people to kind of get involved in a big way in that area. So we designed, engineered the continuous miner. We spent a lot of time. Then we set it up in a mine. And these are $1 million slides. This is for an unmodified miner. You can see the average dust is running about 2.5 to 3 milligrams per cubic meter. Take a look at with our spray system. We are less than 1 milligram per cubic meter, right there. All right, and I can show you about thousands of these because we have so much of data. It's coming through our ears. But for this is the summary of dust control comparison based on 100 different cuts that we have analyzed at this mining company. And our continuous miner operator, we are reducing his dust concentration by 36% on the average, and the peak is more like 43%. And in some of the cuts, we are reducing the dust by 80%. This is for all different types of cuts. And in some cuts, our systems are more efficient than in other areas. The haulage unit operator, about 16 points. And in the return downside, we are reducing it by about 20 or 25%. That's a phenomenal decrease in dust concentration that we have achieved with our sim. Now this is in the production rate. We are simultaneously improving our productivity also. You can see this is our innovative spray system. This is conventional system. Even with high amount of rock, our production rates are very, very good, extremely good. We have just submitted this report to the mining company. This is the summary assessment, peak dust concentration 43% down, 23% at the haulage unit, and 33% at the return. Overall dust exposure is reduced by about 35%. These are huge, huge numbers. Now this is the assessment from the mining company. And I want to bring up this last point here. They have already committed to using our system for everything that's going to happen from now on. Basically what they have said is, unless something better comes along, we are going to use this technology. I would say at the present time, we have, Harold, about 14 continuous miners that are using this technology at the present time. And we are hoping, there is another company which has called us in the last 1 week. They are interested for us to demonstrate this technology at their mining company. Current development status, I would say 80% of our concepts have been implemented on commercial machines. We would like to add another about 20% concepts. Development hurdles, Mine Safety and Health Administration, they do not allow the coal companies to use this technology without going through testing process. You know, that's just the nature of the beast. So we have some ideas. We are working with our state mines and minerals department. We are trying to seek support from our Illinois Coal Association to go and beg Mine Safety and Health Administration to allow our industry to use it. I would say to implement it universally within the USA, we need about $750 to $1 million. I had submitted a proposal to NIOSH. It was favorably reviewed, but you know, NIOSH never funds it the first time. So I may have to. We filed a provisional application in 2010. Final application was in July 2011. The School of Medicine people, they helped us to put this application in. Current experimental parts have marked SIU patent pending, and it is available for licensing. Applications, I have already covered this. The competition, there are basically two technologies that we need to talk about. People have used use of chemicals in water to improve the wetting of dust and the Joy wetted miner. The shortcomings are the chemicals, when you use them in water, they negatively impact material processing, technologies and water treatment requirements. And wetted miner is much too expensive to implement and maintain. The increased cost of wetted miner is about $250,000. We can go ahead and set you up with our technology for less than $25K. So it's pretty cheap. The technology is cheap, easy to maintain, and flexible to adopt and engineer in different applications. Market. The market for CM alone in the US and other major coal producing countries is very, very large. In fact, I just returned from China and I didn't tell them what I'm doing, but when I told them that I can reduce dust 40%, their eyes perked up, you know. It can be extended to longwall mining, other rock cutting machines. The profit potential is very good. You can anticipate 35 to 50% return on investment. What we have done is we are in bed with a local machine shop, and we have basically told them that, look, we will work with you on an exclusive basis. They are designing all these diagrams for us, and it's working out really good. We have a company called Minerals Development Technologies, and we hope to market this technology through MDT and this local area machine shop. It's working out really good so far. An agreement has already been developed. We have started a company, and we are hoping to license this technology from SIU for marketing to the people. For more information, a key staff member of our team, Harold Gurley, if you want to stand up, you can contact him, or you can certainly contact me for this. We provide technical support along with the engineering and design of the system. So that's my story here. I also want to recognize Joe Hershey, who is my project manager from ICCI. ICCI has been funding most of this work for development of this technology. Thank you so much. Any questions? Yes, go ahead, sir.
How do you protect an invention of this nature?
Yeah.
I mean, if the Chinese were to see one and hold one, they could
Are they here now?
No, I think there is enough variation in the continuous miners that this will have to be engineered. We are emphasizing to every coal company who's contacting that, look, don't, for God's sake, go ahead and put these sprays on And then if MSHA does not approve, you come crying to us. We are emphasizing that point to every coal company which is talking to us. We made this presentation at the Illinois Mining Institute, and we got several people come to us and talk to us about this technology. The companies which are proactive, they would like to implement this more or less immediately, before the new laws come into picture within a year.
And we don't have international protection on that.
No.
But they could replicate it in China, but they couldn't import it to the U.S. So there's some protection in that regard. And Paul, I know he's regionally he's looking for strategic partner companies. There are a lot of mining industry related manufacturers,
Right.
distributors, and other small businesses in that. And he's actively looking not only for continuous minor dust control technology, but also for a couple of different roof support technologies that have been very successful in scaling up so far, and other inventions that he has.
Yeah, we have a marketing person out in Pennsylvania who is very, very keen to distribute some of these things. But the problem is we need to provide engineering support. So we would like to go ahead and get the license from SIU through Minerals Development Technologies, which we already have, and then go ahead and provide marketing of this technology to the industry. That's what we want to do.
All right, thanks, Paul. And we're going to just take about a 5-minute break. We've got a 10-minute break on the program, but if we could shorten it up to about 5 minutes, that'll keep us on track. And 2 more presentations, and then a very good lunch provided by 17th Street Barbecue. So let's just keep it short, down to 5 minutes before we start again.